Okay, so slope. Remember our friend slope? It's not slop, slope. Slope is the change in y over the change in x. For example, let's say I had, if they just give me 2 points on a line, let's say they gave me A is 3, 2, and B is 6, 8. So I'm just going to subtract. I'm going to take the two y's and subtract them. That's how I find the change. And the same with the x's. So that's going to be 3 minus 6. Oops, backwards. That mistake I just made, that is the most common mistake. It's the y's that go on top. 2 minus 8 over 3 minus 6. All right, so 2 minus 8 is negative 6, and 3 minus 6 is negative 3. Negative divided by negative is positive. This comes out to positive 2. That's the slope of a line that goes through these points. So, familiar. This was a central part of Algebra 1A, the first part of Algebra 1. So, any line that has the same slope is going to be parallel. That's Theorem 1. Same slope means that the lines are parallel. And vice versa. If the lines are parallel, they have the same slope. Okay. Negative reciprocal slope means they're perpendicular lines. Now, negative reciprocal, that's a mouthful, I know. Let's look at what it actually means. Let's say I had y equals 3/4 x minus 7. Let's say that's line 1. A line that's perpendicular to it, all you have to do, I take my 3/4, I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to change its sign. So this would become negative 4/3. 3/4 became negative 4/3. So my perpendicular line, y equals negative 4/3 x plus whatever. This part doesn't matter. If all I'm doing is making a perpendicular line, it's just that the slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. Now, sometimes they'll write it this way. They'll say that the two slopes, we call them m, right, because of that y equals mx plus b. So the same way we had x1 and y1, we can have m1 and m2. If you multiply them together, you get negative 1. And that's what happens when you have this situation here. If I have 3/4 times negative 4/3, see how the 3's would cancel and the 4's would cancel, and I just end up with negative 1? It's just another way of saying it. But it's a lot easier to think about the negative, change its sign, reciprocal, flip it. Change sign. Reciprocal means flip. Flip, change sign. We'll use this information to make equations of lines. Let's say they said y equals negative 7x plus 2, and I want to make a parallel line that goes through 5, negative 4. We're going to use this fabulous thing called the point-slope form. This x1 and y1, this point right here. That's the x and y that we have. And then the slope is this because we want the lines to be parallel. So all I have to do is write y minus -4 is equal to, my slope is the same, -7x minus 5. I'm almost done. All I got to do is take care of this double negative here. This is y plus 4 is equal to -7x minus 5. There we go. I am answered. This is what I'm actually testing you on. One of the things I'm testing you on is if I give you a line until in a point, can you use the point slope? Can you make a new equation in point slope form? Let's just do another one. Let's say I had y equals -x plus 2, and I wanted it to go through 0, 0. Okay. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So this is y minus 0. That's right. This is x1 and this is y1. There's my y1 is equal to, the number here, the invisible number here is a -1. Right? The negative means -1. And in here we go x minus also 0. Oh, we got some interesting little cleanup to do here. Y minus 0 is y. And x minus 0 is just x. So this just turns into that when we're all done. Notice, same slope, just a different y-intercept. That's what makes it a different line. This one has a y-intercept of 0. All right, what if we said perpendicular line? Okay, now I'm going to say perpendicular line. It's going to be perpendicular to y equals -7x plus 2, and it's going to go through, I'm going to use the same numbers as before, 5, -4. Okay, so I'm still going to start with this, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This is my x1, y1. x1 means the x of point 1, y1 means the y of point 1. So that's y minus -4 is equal to, now this time I need to make the negative reciprocal. The slope is a over b, becomes -b over a. I flip it and I change its sign. So I'm going to take -7, I'm going to go ahead and put it over 1 because I'll have something to flip. So that becomes 1 over 7. See how I flipped it and I changed its sign? So I'd have 1/7 x minus 5. So y plus 4 is equal to 1/7 x minus 5. And I'm finished. It is in point slope form. Let's have a couple of practice things here. What if, I'm just going to share my screen again.